Well, greetings this morning, and let me talk some today on we're in pediatric orthodontics or orthodontics for kids and stuff like that. Uh, some of these things that children will have, but there's a few adults that have a few of these supernumerary teeth that haven't had them taken out. Most people get them removed early on, so you don't have much in the way of adults with this, but we've had several adults that had supernumerary teeth, and we had to remove those teeth to get the other teeth back in line properly. And this particular case right here is a very interesting one. It has several other problems in here too, and we'll show those. But the primary thing here will be the supernumerary teeth. And so I'm going to try to go over that as much as possible. This is a neat little young man here, and his dad was very conscious of him and carried him every time his dad came with him. And he really he thought about trying to study oral surgery or something like that. But it was a real nice case where the father was a very caring man and brought his young son all the time. And let's show this case. He's got a whole bunch of supernumerary teeth, and he says there are other problems. Now, he came to me with somebody had kind of started out and then he gave up on the case, and he brought him to me to see if we could finish this case out. And we could naturally do that, but when I show you the x-rays, you can see how many supernumerary teeth he had, and the other teeth were all messed up and they were crowded and had a lot of other problems in here with it. So anyway, we'll take a look here. We started out, and he had some odd brackets in places in his mouth, and we ended up, I think, adding some other types of brackets to his teeth to finish him out. So let's get over here pretty quick, and we'll show you on the x-ray what we did. Now here we removed some teeth, and we had to open space up for other teeth to come through, and that'll show up more on the x-rays. You can't already tell what we were doing here just looking at the models. Now we also closed space on him, and people have asked about how long it takes to close space. The closing space in teeth, the time you start it, if you know somebody comes to you, a lot of children lose their 6-year molars, and then they fail to take them out and leave them there and patch them up, and then they take out their wisdom teeth. And if you see you've got bad 6-year molars on a young person, you get everything ready, and then you take the 6-year molar that's really past, you have to do root canals and everything else on them. You take them out and then start immediately that day closing the space. And you can do it in just a fraction of the time that if you wait. The gap that the teeth were in, the cortical bone, the hard bone, folds up like this, and you see a bridge that's been in there for years, and the cortical bone will just be together and have a kind of a knife edge ridge up there that you have to push the tooth through that cortical bone. And some people say, well, you can't move teeth into cortical bone, but you can. It just takes a little longer to do. The body will take that bone and move it out and carry the bone that's with the teeth together. in there. We may show that some in this case here. Now you can see the center line of his teeth is coming up through here, and so we've got a problem. We've got to push this on over, and we've got some teeth down in here to get into that space. And these are just common everyday things, but in the what we're trying to do here in this type of orthodontics is have something that every movement that you need to do on teeth, you can do them in a straightwise system. There's no movement of any teeth on any case that I know of that you can't move the teeth and the bone and everything in those cases to where you need those teeth. And that's the thing we wanted to point out. This is going to be the way the teeth are done in the future if we ever get people teaching it and doing it like that ought to be done. I'm having problems with even the organization that I helped get started 50 years ago. We were doing these things. So, but it has not caught on completely at all. So let's get on with this. We took some teeth out on him, and we'll show that in just a little bit. And he's a nice kid. I really enjoyed working on him, and his dad. That's the way he looked when we got through with him. And we lined his teeth up real good. So now let's look at the x-rays. Now he had wisdom teeth, 12-year molars, and these are 6-year molars on both sides, but he didn't have room in his jawbone for those teeth. And these are 6-year molars. In fact, we had to take out the second bicuspids up here. Now you see that supernumerary tooth right here, and here's another supernumerary tooth right in this area here. And we were crowded, and we were thinking, take these out, we'll move these up and maybe use the wisdom teeth to fill in the gap. And over on this side right here, we've got a supernumerary tooth plus a permanent bicuspid. We're going to get rid of it, and it is Sedge's tooth, and we take the one out on the top. And we were thinking of pulling these teeth too, and possibly using the wisdom teeth later on down the line. And now here are the 4 anterior teeth right here, and here's a cuspid coming in up like that. Now let's go on to our next x-ray. And this was, he was age 12 when we saw him here. And we'll go to the next x-ray. And this is where we have a blown up picture of what we wanted to do. And so we're going to get this super, and take the permanent tooth. Take the permanent tooth here to match up with it. And here we have the permanent tooth that needs to go to, and take this and this, get rid of them, and pull that in. Okay, here is the side where the things had moved to one side, and we had to push all this back and get this to line up in here and use lateral teeth and get them to work. And here he had been to an oral surgeon, and they hooked this little chain on that tooth to bring it down in that space. And we worked with that too, but I think I put a different kind of hook on the tooth. And the next x-ray, he's 13 years of age at this time, I think 13 and a month. Now we're pushing these together, but we got to get the roots together. So we're going to have to open this up right here to get this tooth to come down in that space. Right here, now we're going to have to try to move these roots over. There's just a lot of things in here other than supernumerary teeth. It's carrying, moving the teeth together and carrying the root structure with them. Now, let's go to the next x-ray. He's age 13 and 10 months, I believe, here. And we've got the space and things are lined up. The midline is getting pretty close. These are coming in, they're parallel in those teeth. And at age 13, we saw it was not going to be able to room to get his wisdom teeth in. So at this point, we thought we'd have to take them out. All right, let's see, the age 13, we had to go on here is age 14. Now, some of these cases, you cannot pick out how long it's going to take you. It's when they would come in. Now, this tooth right here did not develop the root structure good, so we'll have to bring it up. And some of these are short a little bit of root structure in this area. But we're taking out the extra teeth in here and we've lined everything up pretty good shape. And this is, he's 14 and 10 months. So he's 15 years old virtually at this point. And so I saw him for several years while we waited on these things to go. I've worked on other people and they would have a supernumerary tooth would form later on down in as they got older, and we'd have to get them out too. So here, that tooth gave us a trouble right here. The root resorbed. You could see it back for the x-ray. It had the root was partially resorbed on that. But I'm sure when we finished him up, and these pictures right here were faded by the time I got them back. And that's when we took pictures and had to develop them. He didn't have that yellow stain on there. But we finished the guy up like that. And you can look at him in his mouth, and later on they are white. All right, here is the case. Now the 6-year molars are up there, no second bicuspids. We took them out along with part of it. And this is 03. He was a good bit older here. I don't have the age of him at this point. But that shows the case how we took these teeth out and some of his permanent teeth, and we ended up with a facial structure that he is still full-faced in here. Now they wanted to have him look more that. Now you could have had the bicuspids in here, but he would have been way on out here like that. So it looked better this way, and that's the way his dad and he wanted his face to look, and that's what we did. So this can happen in anybody, and I never told them you've got to take these teeth out. Now, if they wanted to look full-faced, you could put the bicuspids back in there, but he would not look as good as he does here, like this. And he has a pretty good smile. Let's see, I thought I showed back with this smile. You'd have to remember what his teeth looked like. But see, he was going along, and we needed to have those teeth out to come up with a profile that looked like more of a Caucasian type profile. Now, anyway, I thank you for watching, and this kind of covers supernumerary teeth that happen in children, and every once in a while we'll have one in adults too. So thank you for watching, and I hope you join our group. And thank you for coming in, and keep up and drop us a line on net, and we will try to answer any questions that come up as best we can. So I'm going to say goodbye and close out.